morning, garden friends. It's early morning on a Saturday here at the farm. You can see the back pasture behind me. And there's the chickens. Chickens' mobile tractor back there. So this morning I thought I would take a few minutes and go through what has been happening with the pond garden. You can kind of tell behind me that I'm standing on some new material. So a lot has been happening and it's pretty exciting. Let me swing around. Ta-da! So here's the pond garden thus far. My friend Evan, who had the excavator, did as much as he could, and now the rest is pretty much up to me at this point. What I'm going to do is take you on a tour of what we've done so far and what my future plans are for this space. Hold on. So here we are at the front of the pond garden, at the front of the foundation opening. And as you can see, all of the plant material is gone and all these rocks appeared. All of these rocks came from this area. Nothing was brought in from outside. All of these rocks were dug up by my friend Evan, who had the excavator, and placed around in various spots. So let me take you on a quick tour. So here's the pond, but we'll start at the beginning, which is back here in the corner of the foundation. Now this area here is where the natural spring comes out of the ground in the springtime, like March, April, May, when everything thaws. We're not exactly sure where it comes out. It's somewhere in here, it's hard to tell. But now that we've pulled all the vegetation out, well, most of it, I have a little bit of work to do there in the corner, we should be able to see more clearly where it comes out, and then we can make adjustments to this area. But Evan did a great job stacking rocks, moving rocks around into this area and making a little pool where hopefully the spring water will collect. And then dug a shallow channel, it's hard to see, everything looks brown, into the pond. And we made another little bridge here. You can see if I put my camera down, the water will drain underneath the bridge, in theory, and then fall into the pond. Now on the other end of the pond is another bridge that crosses over what will be a spillway. If this pond gets a lot of extra water in the spring, or we have a big rain event, we have to give it somewhere to go. And so it's going to spill over into this little spillway that we'll look at in a minute. But let me just pan back here. There's this one lone rock on the side that we placed, and mainly because it's big enough that we don't have any equipment that could move it, so Evan placed it for us. And we're naming it the Lion King rock. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But we wanted this to project out over the pond a little bit, kind of give a little spot maybe to sit and contemplate, or for frogs to jump off into the pond. It's just a really pretty rock. So that will get blended in with other rocks, but it needed to be placed while Evan was here with his heavy equipment. All right, so I'm going to walk back over to this first bridge here and stand sort of back at the entrance of the pond area. When Evan suggested doing these two bridges, one for the inflow to the pond and one for the outflow of the pond, I thought that it was a great idea. But then I got thinking that it actually is a fantastic idea, because these two bridges now give me focal points and destinations, if you will, for paths that will circle the pond, kind of wander through the gardens. And so now I'm envisioning, starting here at the entrance, a pathway that can come in and diverge and either go over this bridge or head this way. And let me show you what I'm thinking for paths. We'll have a path that comes up over this bridge. See if I can get up over it without tripping. We have a little bit of work here to do with rock placement and soil leveling, but that I can do. So the path would come around into this main garden space, which is going to be the biggest garden space around the pond. And you can see the pond is right here. So we'll have a pathway coming through here, and it will probably wander, won't be a direct, linear path. It'll curve through the bed that I will build up here, and will probably diverge into two, split into two pathways. One that will turn back toward the bridge, the second bridge, and one that will bring you back over to the beginning of the pond and the spring or bog garden that we will probably develop right here. So if we turn back around and, in theory, go back over this bridge, the second bridge. Again, on these bridges, it offers an opportunity to stop and look at the pond and admire hopefully all the frogs and turtles. So coming off the second bridge, the path would diverge again and either lead you back around the pond and out, or back toward this area again. And I envision in this corner, this section here, either in this corner or along this wall, or maybe even both, haven't decided yet, some sort of seating areas, places to sit, perch, enjoy the garden. And in particular, this corner, I think we'll definitely put some sort of seating arrangement, because this direction is west and then south. So the sun will be coming from this direction. And in the afternoon and evenings, when we're most likely to sit in here, this will be in shade. The wall will shade this area quite well. And actually, I'm considering planting up in this corner above where Susie is munching grass like a cow, planting some sort of shrubbery up there that will offer additional shade in this area in the afternoon. You can see we have a big pile of rocks here. All these rocks came out of this corner in particular. This is New Hampshire, full of rocks and granite. So this will be a seating area, and then we will come back around and be able to walk out of the garden. So back at the pond, looking at the main bridge, we have a spillway that will take the water that overflows from the pond and carry it out into this culvert. Let me look underneath here. You can see it's lined with stone, although I'll have to remove some of that to get the main pond liner in here. But Evan did a great job lining this with stone. And I also put in a pond liner underneath just to help facilitate removal of water. And so the stones go into this culvert, and Evan did a fantastic job building this stone structure around the culvert pipe. I mean, that's just a work of art. So this culvert carries the water that will overflow across the road here and into our old orchard, where it comes out into this culvert here, which still needs to have some work done. But again, built the stones around the culvert pipe, and I will add more stones in here no shortage of stones here in New Hampshire, so I will have plenty of material to work with. And then this will probably just be reseeded into pasture mix to hold all the soil down, and all the water will drain out into the old orchard that we have here with old ancient crab apples. I'm back outside of the garden now, just slightly up the hill. And so this is the view that you would have as you come walking into the garden. And I haven't decided yet how I'm gonna do the entrance to the garden. I'm thinking some sort of gateway or, formal entranceway, pillars, or I haven't really decided yet. So if you all have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. But I'd like to almost shelter the view of the pond right here with some sort of planting so you don't see it right away, that it's somewhat of a little bit of a reveal as you come around and into the entranceway, which would be right about here. So that's the latest from the pond. A lot has happened, and I have so much work to do. The liner is coming this upcoming week, and I'll get that in, hopefully, and can start rearranging the rocks around it to hold it in. And then over on this side, you can see right here, there's a big pile of new loam that Evan dropped off, and that's all gonna go in here. There'll probably be a lot more loam coming in, but I just wanted him to drop one load there and see how far it got us before bringing more. And then I have a big pile of compost in another part of the farm that I'll top dress the beds with and design the pathways. And that will probably be as much as I'll be able to get done before it really gets cold and I'm done for the season. I will plant one plant, I know that for sure. I have a Japanese umbrella pine that I bought several months ago. I saw it at a plant nursery and grabbed it because I knew I probably wouldn't find it anywhere else. They're difficult to find. And I'm gonna put that somewhere in this main garden here. And I know I'll get that in before winter because it's currently residing in a pot up there on the greenhouse pad, and it really needs to go in the ground for the winter. So I'll put that in, and then probably hold off on a lot of the planting until spring, when we can see where the spring comes out of the water spring comes out of the corner of the garden, and kind of adjust that as needed before committing to plantings in that area in particular. So yeah, lots happening, lots to come. Please stay tuned, and I will provide more updates as the liner goes in and rocks get arranged. And I'm really excited to show you how this progresses. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.